And we are now live. What's going on, everybody? The Last Dance has ended. My favorite docuseries / documentary of all time. This was a great way to end it. Not my favorite episodes. I'd say these were the worst, to be honest. But
the whole thing.
yeah, I'd say. But they did it well, and it had to end. You know, just like their team had to end. It was still done well. Still good episodes. Just not as much craziness as the other ones, man. But I loved it, man. It's that was 10 hours of our life, right there, and it was well spent.
I think it was great. Definitely better. This is a hot take, but definitely better than Hoop Dreams.
No, it's not a hot take. That's
I
just
know. I'm kidding.
that's just
I'm
okay.
kidding. I'm
Good, because
kidding.
you know how people are on Twitter. Like they have to be witty and they have to
Uh,
disagree, and
yeah.
that's what that was.
That's like so. I was gonna say I was saving this for the podcast, but so like saying that Hoop Dreams is like the best documentary is like saying like your favorite film is Citizen Kane or like Casablanca. You know,
Yeah,
it's like the classy like answer, but really, I mean, it's not. It's
but
outdated,
really, it's
and this.
Fast and Furious. No.
Yes, but really, this is the documentary of our generation that people will talk about, you know, for a while. And it's crazy that I was reading today that his daughter, Jasmine Jordan, who's like a little bit younger than us, she's probably in her late 20s. You know, she can't believe how famous her dad was. Like she's like texting him, she was saying, and bothering him about like all the things that are going on because she's experiencing it for the first time, basically, like we are. So it's pretty crazy that she was sheltered from all this fame.
Yeah. So, what are some details about these episodes? And we can wrap the whole thing up too, since this is the last one. We're never doing this again for the Last Dance. So, what
Wow.
stood up? This is I call this hashtag the last review. So,
Well, I
what
mean,
stood out
for
here?
episode 9, we now know that the flu game, the infamous flu game, was attributed to a tainted pizza that Michael Jordan
Okay,
ordered
this is one
on
thing I
the
want to talk
road.
about. Yeah, dang. I had two notes to write, and one was like weak, and then the other one I was like, damn, I already forgot. This was it. Okay, so I got a whole thing about this. So I guess there was from
Okay.
a trailer. I don't think it was a leak, but I think it was a commercial or trailer. I've heard this on Twitter that the flu game wasn't a flu, and so it was revealed here. I don't know how they heard it, but I heard it before this episode. That's a big thing to me, and five guys to deliver a pizza. They knew something was up. And I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so we'll take a step back here. Whenever I go to Japan or travel, for some reason, I always have my layover in Utah. So I'm going not layover, connecting flight. So I'm only in Utah for. Sometimes I'm there for a couple hours. One time I was there for like 12 hours, and Ozzy's friend lives out there, so we toured it around a little bit. It's all white people, and we're at the airport, and you'll be hard pressed to find anybody with dark hair at that whole airport. I mean, it's white. It's like Children of the Corn, and I'm not even saying anything bad about it, but this is just wait. You know, like I'm just telling
Okay, you're
the
gonna
story.
tie it up.
So
You're
yeah,
gonna tie
I'm
it
not like just ragging on them. Oh, they're white, so they suck. No, that's not the
Yeah,
point. Don't jump to that.
yeah.
So I'm there. I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. I've never been in a situation like this, and I see this tall black dude in the airport, and I mean the dude stands out, and I'm like,
Oh
oh
god.
that's Tyreek. I'm like,
No.
that's Tyreek Evans. And I go like, you can like,
That's too specific.
I'm not great at facial recognition, but I mean when it's like cut out like that for me, like Tyreek in the
Yeah.
middle of Utah, and you know his face is
It
hella
was teed up
recognizable.
for you. You're like you're from Sac. You know, you live in Sac. You've hung out with them.
It's like, yeah, and
You know
so I
what's
go
up.
up to him. I'm like, he may or may not remember me, and so I was like, I don't want to spook him because I know he's not like a super
What
social
is this
person.
post interview?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
post when you
It's after
okay.
I kicked it at his house
Okay.
two, three,
Yeah.
or four times already.
Link in bio.
He was
Link in
only
the
there
description.
once. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I did an interview with Tyreek Evans, 2011 Rookie of the Year, played for the Sacramento Kings,
NBA
NBA
rookie.
Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I've been to his house 2 to 4 times. I don't remember, but he was only there once. And so I know his brother. Like I still have his Doc's phone number to this day. We're still friends. And so I
Shout
was
out to
like,
Doc.
"What's up, Doc
Big
Evans?"
Dak.
So
Shout out.
he essentially taught Tyreek Evans how to play basketball. So I'm like, all right, he may not remember me. I was like, he probably won't. But I was like, I gotta say what's up. I'm like, but you know, my priority number one is not to spook him. So I'm like, Reek, I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, oh crap, I'm gonna start getting like spotted
No.
NBA player. And so I'm like,
Oh.
all right, I can go with like, hey, we did an interview, which can sound weird. Like he might think if he doesn't remember it, he's gonna think I'm a psycho. So I was like, I'm friends with Doc, and I was like, and he's like, okay. I was like, and what I wanted to convey to him was, like, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna ask for an autograph. I'm not gonna alert everybody. And so like nobody know, like people looked away. They're like, oh, tall black guy, but they like looked, you know, they didn't like. I mean, they would
a bearded guy.
They would have known him if they actually looked him down, but they're probably like, don't stare.
But was he playing a game? Were they like?
I asked him, I'm like, what are you doing here? And then he was basically like just hooping around. And just headed back.
Hooping around.
Whatever they have like all these things, you know. So he was a connecting flight as well, headed back to SAC, and I was going to Oregon or something, or Seattle, and then to Japan, to Tokyo, and you know. So I just want to throw that's my personal experience with Utah. It's not much, but it's a funny, crazy story. It's like, what's the odds that I see Tyreek Evans there? But I don't know if you heard Russell Westbrook. He's been called like the N-word, and fans are just crazy. And that fan who called him that got banned. And so, after that story, and you guys that watched The Last Dance got to see the demographic of how the fans looked. Like what I'm saying is not far-fetched.
Pretty intense out there.
Yeah. Oh, because that's all they got there. There's I don't think they have another pro sports team. I don't think they got hockey. I don't think they got baseball.
The second best team was Jimmer. When he was in college.
Yeah, what's his college? BYU, huge out there. Because like I said, they don't have much. And so he got called the N-word. That fan got banned. Once that story came out, other NBA players were like, yeah, I've had several run-ins when I go to Utah. It's bad out there. And so it's like, I just wanted to paint just a little bit more insight, because they showed how intense it was. But I just wanted to paint that little extra thing. And now we got this pizza thing. Like, wow. And so I just wanted to add just another spice, another topping to that pizza with my story. You know, I just added just a little bit on top of that. What it like that? Explain
what kind of pizza was it?
Explain this.
We need to know what kind of toppings is on.
Explain this story to me, Mike. I don't even get, like, it's so weird. Maybe I didn't process it.
It's like after game 3, they win in Utah. So I guess for some reason, I think game 4 is in Utah, and so they're staying in a hotel, and Jordan has the munchies. He's really hungry, and he orders a pizza, and Tim Grover orders it for his trainer. So then the pizza arrives at the hotel. The way he says, there's 5 guys that are. That's weird right there. Like, that's a red flag.
There's usually 4, maybe 5 people working at the entire pizza shop. So it's like
why does a pizza have an entourage bigger than most, bench players? I don't know. So that's a red flag. So he tries to warn Michael, but for some reason Michael ignores the warning and eats the pizza. And notably eats it without sharing one slice with anyone. So only he gets sick, which is that's kind of ironic. But so he tries to warn Michael. Michael does not heed the warning. So the infamous flu game, Michael Jordan, it was really the tainted pizza game. That's really what it should have been called. But he scores 38 points in Utah to win. Like, that's amazing.
I remember watching the game live, and I don't remember much, but I always remember the camera on Mike, on Jordan.
He's like sweating
with the towel, and just like so I guess he played 44 minutes.
44 minutes,
insane like
points.
That. That's insane.
Yeah.
But they made sure to rest them. So with timeouts and with little, like, hey, sit for 10 seconds, sit for a minute. You know, like, they made sure to pace the intervals of resting him. Like, it was definitely a priority. And
he was hooked up to an IV.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was hooked up
during
to
like
an
halftime
IV.
or on the sideline too. I
Right,
don't even
right,
remember
yeah.
that at all.
I don't know. In the locker room, not in the
Oh, okay,
sideline. In the
during
locker room. In the
that makes
locker
sense.
room.
Yeah. Is he gonna bring that out with a
Right,
knee
right,
to
right,
stab him?
right.
That's crazy. But so how did it go down from the pizza delivery point of view? That's my
What do you
question.
mean?
I'm kind
What
of
do you mean?
putting you
How
on.
did it go down?
So how'd they know for
Was it a
No,
conspiracy?
no, 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 no. Let's assume
Was it a
they
cover up?
poisoned him, right? Okay.
Okay,
I'm
they
just.
did. Let's assume there's a
So
98%
how
chance
did
they
they do
poisoned
it?
him.
Did they just think it was for Michael, or did they know because this is the hotel they stay at? We
I
know that. Like,
I assume that it has to be like when you're ordering a pizza for the president, they have to divulge it. Like, hey, like this is for an important person. Like, don't fuck with it. You know what I mean? But then they do fuck with it, I guess, because I don't know.
why
That's what
would
I
you
think.
divulge that it's for Michael Jordan? But maybe
I
he
don't
did.
know.
But maybe he
I'm
did
just
though.
doing
Yeah,
theories.
but
I
maybe
don't
he did
know.
divulge it. Yeah.
I would. I mean, I think you kind of have to. Like this. I don't know. Like if it's like for the president, you have to tell people. This is a similar like thing. He's like on that level almost
Is that
in
true? Is
status.
that if you're getting like some food for the president, you gotta say it's for.
Yeah, you gotta say yeah. Come on.
Dang.
I
So
mean,
they.
like yeah, it's high. It's very high security. You can't just give anything to
How
these
would you
people.
how
Like
would
you know what
you
I mean?
have if you wanted to get him sick? What would you have done to the pizza? What did they do to it?
So that I don't want to divulge because that is you could get like sued or something. I don't know.
No, you
Someone could be
can't.
like, "Oh, you said this on a
No,
podcast in
you can't
2020."
get sued. This is just hype. This is first of all, guys. This is a comedy fantasy football podcast. This is
I'm
all
kidding.
hypotheticals. This is just just we're just
Well, I mean,
goofing.
there's a lot of things you could do, but I mean, obviously, you want to put something that's bad, that's gone bad, in there that would upset someone's stomach.
Maybe some that required a lot of people. Like, oh crap, can we call Joey? Like, have him bring. Like what?
Who knows? Maybe he was allergic to something, and they found out, and they Googled it, or they Alta Visted it at that time, and then,
There's no ultimate.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess there was
They asked
internet. It just
Jeeves.
wasn't popular. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't like
I
Google
think
yet,
Yahoo
but
was out there. Yeah.
yeah, they dialed it up, but they figured it out and they did they did. But so he got sick. He was selfish even when he's eating pizza, and he got sick.
I know. Wait, they said he didn't share with anybody, but I mean, was there really? You
Yeah.
think there was people there? Assuming there was some people
Yes.
there that he could that wanted the pizza.
They're the security guys. The
Yeah,
security
they're
guy
always
Gus
there.
was probably like, "Yo, like, can I get a slice?" And he's like, "Nah."
I'm gonna
Like,
eat this
and
whole
then
thing.
they're like, and then they're like, the guys that hate him, they're like, "Oh, let him eat the pizza. Let him eat it." Like, there's 5 guys that delivered it. It looks so sketch. Like, you'll
Wow.
see. I don't know. Like, there's so many conspiracies that could have happened, but his greatness allowed him to fight through the flu and the pain to win. That's just how great he is. Who else could do that? I don't know anyone else.
Your frat brother almost did it,
That's true.
but he didn't. He's
Yeah, he had gout. He
the
had gout.
gout game.
The gout game. He almost did it, but he couldn't pull through. 30 points on gout.
Yeah, so that was one of the biggest things. It's not the flu game. It's the it doesn't sound as good. We have to still call it the flu game. The
Yeah,
food
the food
poisoning
poisoning
game. That's
game doesn't sound.
horrible.
It's more darker. It's like I don't know, like
The food poisoning. Like, oh
it's
god,
very malicious.
that's so gross.
Yeah, the flu game's more like, oh, he's sick. Like he's a little sick.
What else
Got
is
his high
cool? Because
temperature.
a lot of emotional stuff on this one. A lot of they wanted to end it on a
This was
dramatic
kind of
note.
the Steve Kerr episode, I would say, where he had a lot of common with Michael. He was an overachiever, he would say, but the fact that his dad was also murdered, he was a professor in Beirut, and he was assassinated during that time. So that's crazy. I think that a lot of people, I'm not sure if they knew that, but yeah, Steve Kerr, he grew up as a son of a diplomat in the Middle East, and his father was assassinated, which him and Michael shared that same connection.
And that big Steve Kerr has hit some big shots in his career. I remember when he hit that shot on the
Oh yeah,
Spurs. I don't think he
right.
played much or if at all the series, and then Popovich called him in and he hit that big shot. So yeah, there was this tweet that mentioned like all the players and coaches that Steve Kerr's been with, and it's just a crazy list, including Michael, Scotty, Phil Jackson, Popovich, and during the Spurs, Tim Duncan was on the team, and probably David Robinson I think was on the team, and just all these great minds, and now he's a great coach himself.
I think it was pretty ballsy at the speech. Remember he was like,
Yeah.
Michael said he couldn't hit, like he was scared to hit the shot, so I had to save him again.
Yeah.
Like you said that. That was pretty gangster of him to
That's
say
a good
that.
joke. Jerry Sloan, what is he, the coach of the Jazz for 30, 40 years? He had some good jokes too. He was like, "Oh, is this the score?" He said, "Oh, is this the?"
He was sick. Was he sick?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was sick.
No, I thought that was real. I didn't think that was a joke.
I don't know.
But then when they broke a record and only scored like 54 points, he was like, "Is this the score? This is the final score?" Like, I mean, to joke when you're in one of the biggest games of your career like that, I gave him props. Steve Kerr's joke absolutely killed it. Like that was tight. And that's why Steve Kerr is like, he's a relatable dude. Probably gets control of the locker room. Some stuff went down with the Warriors. We'll never know what it was. But Steve Kerr
I'm
came
reading
through.
a book actually right now. I'm reading a book about it's called The Victory Machine, and it's basically like the behind the scenes of how like the Warriors dynasty was made. It's pretty good. Highly recommend it if anyone's out there who likes books. It's really good.
Anything else happened this episode that's not too dramatic, not too sad? Well, I could talk about cool stuff.
Okay. Let's think here. What about when? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to episode 10. Oh, how about when Rodman after game 3, he went to wrestle with Hulk Hogan.
I remember that.
Basically having an orgy with like Hulk Hogan.
I like that. Yeah, that's how you describe. Yeah, I remember NWO days briefly. I didn't know that was during the finals. Like, what the hell? Like
what? Like, if someone did that now, people would be like, "What are you doing? Like, we have a game. Like, we're in the finals, and you're just like going to WWE. Like, that's crazy. That's pretty bad." You know what I'm saying? People complain about what is that? Like managing load management. What about WWE wrestling management? Like that's crazy.
Dude is just out of control. But he's still gonna come back and be a beast. And so then
he just got hit by a chair.
So at the end, the Bulls just released Dennis Rodman after he's just been like the best rebounder ever.
Worse. How about when they show Michael's like, yeah, I never heard what Jerry Reinsdorf had to say about why he broke us up. And then he's like trying to justify it. I'm like, bro, you could have easily signed them all. Like, you didn't even try.
Yeah, that's the thing. Try. Like, you could try and
it's like, come on.
I believe Jordan. Like, it wouldn't have been hard.
It's like, come on.
You guys like, winning. Like, you guys like making history, like winning a 7th one. That's crazy. Like just one more year.
LeBron was the one that brought the player empowerment era in. Jordan, if he had the same power now, that never would have happened. Like it would have been obvious. Like he would have called the shots. Like it's over when I say it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he would have demanded them to come back. So
it's weird. Yeah, players were
one difference.
Players were more so employees. Back then we saw that with Pippen, who didn't know what to do. He was just like, I signed the contract. I signed the contract. I don't like it. I'm going to pout it. And, not do this. Nowadays, it's like, I'm holding out.
They would have held out.
I'm holding out on Twitter. Don't talk to anyone for 22 days. That's what people, like, it's crazy. Like, times have changed so much. And back then, like, people was like,
I demand a trade. I want to play with my homie.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
It's crazy. And a lot of times, players win now. Like, that's what's...
They do win all the time. They're not even a lot of
times. Except if you're a running back. The NFL.
Well, even Zeke got paid, so that's
even Zeke got paid. Yeah, I mean NBA's. If you're a star, this is not your ordinary player. As Pippen or Jordan on the best dynasty. That's not your ordinary player. And I gotta, I have to ask you a question. It is I don't know, it's kind of corny, but I really want to know your opinion. So Warriors in their prime. So what would you say? 2017 recent
Yeah.
Warriors, let's say,
Yeah.
versus
2017.
96 Bulls or 97 Bulls, who would win?
You're talking to
Yeah,
me?
asking your opinion.
Oh, I mean, you might say I'm biased because I grew up in the Bay, but honestly, this is unbiased. As a student of the game, a basketball player, all my whole life, Warriors would be the greatest
I
team of all time.
agree.
Just because, I mean, I don't know. The list, there's a lot of reasons, but that's just what
I
I feel.
agree. And the thing is I mean, actually, my reason is very simple. Is because they shoot threes and it goes in.
Right.
And when we're watching this old footage, everyone's super tall and it's a totally different game. People are
Positionless
shooting.
basketball now.
People are shooting the mid range a lot, and like you see Karl Malone, who's one of the best players ever, and it's not really a Karl Malone now per se, and it's just it's different. But I think now let's say another hypothetical that the Bulls the Bulls came to this era and got to practice and adapt. You think the Warriors would still win? Because I think the Bulls might win if they kind of it's because it's a different game now, and I think they
I
could
just
have
don't think they would
adapted.
have an answer for Curry. There's no answer for him. That would be the difference maker. All things else being equal in my eyes, but he would be the difference.
Yeah, I mean the league had to do a lot of adjustments once Curry went from 200,000 Instagram followers to 2 million.
Yeah.
That's because me and you knew how good Curry was, but the world kind of didn't. And then once he really started shooting those half court shots and the championship started rolling, then now all of a sudden Steph Curry became a huge celebrity. And yeah, man, that's a tough one though. What do you guys think? It's 2017, let's say Warriors versus let's say 96 Bulls. Who would have won? So
Well, the one thing I will say is that the Bulls, they didn't lose in the finals. Well, the Warriors did lose in the finals. So we might have the best regular season record, but we lost when it counted. And you could say what you want about that, but Jordan never lost in the finals.
okay, someone wrote an inappropriate comment, but I think it's true, and so I'll read it. I
Can you
mean, to be
paraphrase?
honest, you already swore, so this isn't any
Oh
worse.
yeah.
So I'll read it. I just googled it, and
Oh yeah,
I googled it, and it's
dude.
true.
What?
Whatever. This is cool. It's the podcast channel, so we can take risks.
Yeah.
We're only risking $2.
Edgy.
Okay,
Edgy.
I'll allow it. Rodman broke his penis 3 separate times. So
True story.
Okay, you know this too. Okay, I didn't know this, so I just put it up here. Dennis Rodman explains how he broke his penis 3 times. I actually knew I went to a little house party gathering. It was a really nice house. Dude had a koi fish in his house. I think this was in Davis. And then we were going, Slice. We were going back home, and Slice told us this story about how he broke his penis. And I was like, "What? You can do this?" He's like, "Yeah." And so I did. That's the first time I found out this is possible, but he did it 3 times. What is it?
3 times, yeah.
How do you know? I don't know.
I think no, because he was there was some MTV or VH1 show, and they had these stories that they animated. I don't know, but they talk about it, and he definitely does it 3 different times for sure. I think what he would do is he would run from one side of the room and try to dive into their vagina. I think that's what he was trying to
Okay,
do.
all right,
And then he would miss.
you could have not too specific like that.
Okay.
If you try to dive in there, would have been fine.
Oh yeah. Okay. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then
that's pretty hilarious.
yeah.
And if he's got all these piercings, that's way more.
Yeah,
that's way risky. There's so many things that
risky.
can go wrong.
There was a lot of things, and it did go wrong 3 different times. So it's not a common problem that most people have to deal with, but when you're on that level, I guess it is the probability goes up. You know what I mean?
Hazel says it's on YouTube. Yeah, I guess it's all over the place. I mean, Mike knows about it.
It's all over the place. It's common knowledge.
Andrew says, I think Jordan could shut down Curry if they were to play in a 7-game series. So Rodman,
Jordan's gonna shut up. Okay, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he could, because it's I mean,
I don't know if he gets shut down, Curry.
yeah,
Shut
but it's
down.
like, you want to put a small, quick guy on him, but that's still tough too because it's like it's hard to get
Yeah.
up. And so yeah, Jordan could play Curry, Pippen would play Clay. Would you?
What about
Is Rodman going
Iguodala?
against?
Iguodala is guarding Jordan probably in this scenario,
Yeah, well, boy, this is
or
crazy.
Pippen.
And then what about is Draymond just going against Rodman the
Oh,
two?
Draymond. Yeah, yeah. Draymond versus Rodman would be the best matchup of the century. That would be the best.
They're both just weirdos. They're both trying to get in each other's head, and they
Yes.
both never budge. Like it's just crazy like
Yes.
that.
Someone's getting kicked out. Probably Draymond. For sure,
it's
Draymond's getting kicked
it's really
out.
funny how we're like, all right, there'd be no Kobe, there was no Jordan, this and that, but like just watching Rodman just today, it's like really just reminds me of Draymond Green, just how he's just such
Yeah.
an a-hole, how he gets in people's heads. I mean, he really goes out his way just to piss someone off just a little bit. Like he'll do it. Like he don't like, and that's what Rodman was. Like Rodman was that weirdo throwing elbows, getting rebounds. But yeah, okay, Andrew says maybe shut down is the wrong word.
Down.
Like come on. When someone's shooting like half court,
Two-time
it's just
MVP,
hard
shut
to
down.
like. What are you gonna do with the release, the fastest release from
He's
the
not
longest
chasing
distance?
Curry around all those screens, man. Like Curry runs around. Like he's not just stationary. Like, he's running around and getting.
And then you got other options too, just in case there's
Yeah.
you got Clay. I mean, you got. Well, I mean, on
They
this
weren't even guarding people out there.
on this
like,
scenario, we have Durant, so that's another.
Oh yeah, yeah,
that's a
yeah.
totally
What?
other
We
game.
forgot about him.
Which
We
basically
totally
nobody
forgot
can
about
ever
Kevin
guard
Durant.
Durant.
Dude, that's how much of a cheat code that guy was. We didn't even think about him like being on that team.
Yeah,
but-
he was. I mean, you can't when Durant's on it offensively, just nobody can go because he's so tall. He's got such. I mean, he's just so good.
Yeah,
Like
so
it's
that's
just.
the equalizer. Never mind. I forgot.
Yeah, I
about
mean,
him.
so yeah, we just went through the scenario, and then it's like, oh, KD, come off the
Kevin
bench. It's like,
Durant.
well, all right, no answer. Like, who's gonna guard? Kukoc, go guard, go guard Durant. All right, that's done. Score.
No, okay,
It would be about like
we-
100, 106, 113 to like 96, 98, something like that. It was
LeBron
different.
never beat KD though, right? On the Warriors, he beat us without KD, but when KD was there, he never beat us. That's true, right?
Pretty
believe
sure. I
that's
mean,
true.
that's so.
Yeah.
So Cleveland beat the Warriors, and then the very next year Durant joined.
Yes, correct. And then we beat them twice.
Okay, that's okay. And then LeBron left Cleveland again.
Yeah. He was gonna win too this year. That's why I feel bad. Like I just know it. Like if it wasn't for the the pandemic,
Are they gonna play
The
out the
Lakers
playoffs,
will.
or what is they?
I'm hearing this. They had a meeting with like the 12 most influential players in the NBA, and they are leaning towards playing it. So they have to do it by like June, right? Like June they have to start. So that's the timeline.
Can
But,
they also do? I mean, 7-game series. Is that what you call it? 7-game series?
Yeah, 7-game series.
Is that's really long. Can't they just make it 5? Wasn't it used to be 5 way back in the day?
They should just do it 5 until the finals and 7. Finals should be 7.
That's cool too. Yeah, I just think that would help a lot because that's saving several weeks.
Yeah.
If you just made
yeah.
the playoffs, that's 16 teams in the plus so many teams.
I know.
Just make it.
It's a lot.
Just make
It's
it
a lot of
5
potential.
games. It's gonna go, and that way you can push it later. It'll go by faster. I think it'll be more fun, and I think it's the best. And no fans are gonna be there anyway, right? That's what it's looking like.
I know. You never know though. Someone's gonna sneak some people.
No, I'm just saying like what it's looking like it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
So I'm saying
They
like
can't
it's
have
not
any
that
fans.
big of a deal. I guess the
Only
TV
family.
deal would be that's the
Yeah,
the money
TV,
from the
yeah.
TV deal, but it's like rather have.
No, it's the money from the fans that they're not gonna get.
No, I know,
Like,
but
that's
I'm
the-
saying
that's the
like
problem.
they're already not getting that money, so why not make it 5 games? And then I said to myself, oh yeah, I mean the TV deal will get affected, but better to have that 5-game series than to have no playoffs at all. That's
Yeah.
whack.
Yeah. I agree.
And man, what if this happens? Like it's a lot of variables, right? So I mean, we could see a lot of like unexpected things happen if the NBA playoffs do take place, right? Or do you think it's just
think
gonna
so.
play off kind of the same way it would have?
Who knows? Like it's really gonna be weird without fans. Like I'm not prepared to see a fanless stadium without
People are talking about
it's gonna
Amari
be
Cooper
weird.
his value might go up in
Why?
but with that, I don't know. I don't know how serious they were. But they're like, remember guys, there's no fans, so Amari Cooper might do better on the road or something.
What? That doesn't make. He's a football
I
player.
got you, but it gets to think. Okay, so like Drew Brees and Big Ben, really good home game records and stats.
Oh,
So now,
okay.
without fans, I mean, you got to at least think about it. Like, are they going to be better on the road? Like, because they can make adjustments. They can hear themselves. When you go play in Seattle, you're going to hear everything. It's going to be like, you're going to hear a needle drop. That's how crazy it is.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be weird. But and one thing that would be even weirder that I'm hearing is that they might not even have fans next season. That
I
is,
never
if
even,
that
I never heard
happens,
anything about
oh
next
my.
season.
Yeah, that's when I was like, what? Like that's crazy. Like I don't know how we're gonna survive that. I don't know.
This is
It's
so
gonna be
weird.
weird times. Yeah, it's gonna be weird times, bro.
When I
I don't
first
know.
heard the lockdown was coming, I don't know, maybe because I am naive as well, just because I like to think of myself as a sound thinking person, but I was like, all right, this will be like we'll do this for 30 days, we'll do this for 45 days, 60, and it's
30
over,
days.
and it's
Wow.
like it's gonna be tough. And there's another thing here after this is quote unquote done. There's
Yeah.
going to be a period of adjustment. Like maybe people, not everyone's going to, Olive Garden's not going to be packed necessarily the first day. Like everything's like, like
Olive
is a movie
Garden.
that comes out when let's say the next Friday movie comes out. I mean, is it going to be packed the first day? Like maybe not. Maybe only half full, maybe a quarter full. Like it's just like maybe more movies go out straight to Netflix. Like it's just there's gonna
It
be
already happened.
there's
It already happened. That model is shifting. The Trolls World Tour was the first movie that was slated to theater summer release that got pushed into straight
oh
into
no, I know
digital.
that a lot. That's all that's happening with a ton of
Yeah,
movies now. No, I meant like after it's over is like is the model
but
gonna
that
shift
angered
too?
the theater companies now. So now it's like a war. Now they're like really like it's gonna start of a shift. That's gonna be a permanent shift. I think.
Anything else about the Last Dance before we talk about how AI is gonna take over?
Let's see. What else could we? Hmm.
Steve Kerr made a shot. The Bulls
Steve
won.
Kerr made
He
a
made a joke.
shot.
Jerry Sloan coached the Jazz for 40 years. I told you my story about Salt Lake City.
MJ's playing the piano.
MJ smokes another cigar.
MJ smokes another cigar. He says, "I ain't Shaq." Um, they threw a paper in a can and lit it on fire at the end. It was like symbolism, and that was the last dance. I think it was just a great documentary. I know that Netflix bought the rights to it now, so a lot of people who didn't get to watch it on ESPN are going to be able to watch it on Netflix. So that's good. And I just think it cemented Michael Jordan's legacy for a generation of people who might not have seen him. People in their early 20s, people who are just who grew up on LeBron or Kobe, like they saw our Michael Jordan, the Michael Jordan, that a lot of us grew up with.
Yeah, great documentary. I know some people are ignoring our podcast, like Couch fan members. Chris, he says he's not watching the podcast because he wants to binge this on Netflix. So hey, watch the podcast
Wow.
then binge the podcast too after it's out. And
We should plug the new Madden
oh, we're gonna talk
video,
about that.
which
We're not done. We're
okay,
not
good,
done.
good. Okay, good,
Okay,
good,
so
good. Good.
Royal
Good.
said, I want to hit this point in case we forget, but I read about
Okay.
this. Maybe they can implement fake people and crowd noises. So I actually read about this that people are thinking about implementing like
Hmm.
fake crowd and like PA,
That's
stuff like
creepy.
that. And I was like, oh, we're gonna like really witness a laugh track. It's gonna be a fake
A virtual
a
laugh
fake
track.
laugh track. Yeah, it's I mean it's crazy. Like a fake. Oh, some team got in trouble, bro, for running up the noise through the
What do you mean
PA.
running up the
They ran
noise? What does
fake
that mean?
crowd noise in an NFL game through the
Don't
PA, and
they
they
do
got in
that? I thought
trouble.
they do that.
Huh?
Isn't that normal? Isn't that normal
No,
or
you're not
no?
supposed to cheat.
Oh, you can't do that.
Running PA.
Don't tell Bill Belichick. Just kidding.
Speaking of the Patriots cheating, our Madden League
Good
was
segue.
a lot of bumps, but we got it going. We finished it somehow, and
Incredible.
it was great. And even and even when we did the computer simulations, I guess the Patriots cheated in the computer simulations as well.
There was a glitch. That was a glitch. That interception. I don't know what the. I don't
Oh
know
no,
where
I
that came
studied the
from.
film. It was nothing.
What happened? I don't understand
No,
what
you
happened
just
there.
it was just not
Check the
it,
tapes. Check the
I've
tapes.
I've watched it so many times as you could imagine. There was nothing, and I was gonna put that in there to make you look bad, because it's funny. And then I saw
Yeah.
what the other
There's some
stuff you
conflict.
did, and I was like, well, I mean, I can
There's
only.
some bad stuff.
I was like, I can only.
There's some
So
bad
right
stuff.
after that, yeah, you did something that was way funnier, and so I was like,
I was on tilt from. It all stemmed from that play, though.
yeah,
I just want everyone to know that play was like a Sam Darnold icy ghost play. Like I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on, and then I just lost control. It's called tilt, people.
yeah, it was tough. I was way more. The thing was is if you can tell like how much I'm laughing, like I was super nervous, but you were like paralyzed nervous. It was
I
like
had never felt that nervous since the SATs in high
yeah,
school.
I was so nervous, but I'm like I'm still like I'm gonna come through,
Right,
like I'm gonna do my thing.
right.
But you were
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you were gonna get in the ring with Mike Tyson. You were like you
yeah,
got in your own head.
yeah,
It could have been a
yeah.
closer game, but it's all good.
I almost had a panic attack on air.
So for those that don't
It was
know, we had
bad.
a 12-team sleeper draft, and we put that video up there. That was part one, and then part two is we simulated the games, single elimination tournament style, and all the way up to the last game where Mike and I each represented a team and played. First place got $200, and on top of that, a bonus copy of Madden 21, which is awesome. And yeah, man, this is the most I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so we had a lot of like we were very frustrated. Me and you've been through like a lot, so like we can like I know if me and you yelled at each other, like really got pissed, it'll probably only last 10 seconds. Because we're doing it for a goal. Like we know we're not gonna like get mad at each other. Like we're just that type of
Yeah.
people. So me and you were very frustrated with your face cam. We couldn't get this damn footage to work. I mean, that's just one thing. We had to organize the league, come up with these rules on the fly, pretend we know actually how to work these Madden settings, import the
Yeah.
rosters, do the draft, film it. And while doing this, I barely got my PlayStation to work, and then my camera stopped
So
working.
many obstacles.
Like, it's great. My camera's just like, no, I'm not going to work anymore. I was like, all right, I'll record my camera by
Well, you had to get
itself.
a new camera?
No, so my camera works perfect. It's just I
Oh,
had a setup to record on my computer. Like
okay.
I rigged it to be a webcam. Like that's a good way to put
Okay.
it.
Got you.
That
Okay.
function stopped. So now I'm
Wow.
recording. I'm
Randomly?
recording audio on my microphone that I got here. I'm recording video on my camera. I'm recording video of my computer, and then you're off in Vegas recording video on your phone. And I had to mesh
Got it.
all that together. It was insane.
Got
And then
it.
we couldn't get the footage off your phone. I can't. There was
Oh, my
100
God.
obstacles. I can't even name them all. It was so, and then we couldn't figure out how I can play with the custom Saints and you can play with the custom team, and
Oh,
it
my
took
God.
forever. Remember? And then we got the collective group of our Facebook group, the group chat we're in.
Oh.
Thanks to those Madden pros, they play
Shout out Ruben. Shout out Bashir.
Bashir and Ruben came through. Those guys
Yeah.
play franchise mode every day, and they're in
Wow.
Madden leagues every day, and so they
Yeah.
helped us out. We rigged it. We had to simulate and force wins all the way from preseason to Super Bowl 53 in Miami. So we finally got that to work, and I'm editing the video. I forgot I had to do a podcast. It went very well though. We had a QB and wide receiver coach on. I always like listening to his views, and we talked about rookies. But I totally didn't know I had to do that. He's like, can we do it at 4? I was like, what? I was like, oh yeah.
4?
And then so I'm dead tired. I'm barely getting sleep. I finished the video at 4 p.m. My time. Then we got an experts panel Zoom call. And then I after that's done, I'm like, all right, I'm done. Hit export. It's not working. And so I'm trying to export this video for I don't know now, 5-6 hours. It's not working.
Oh
Now
my
it's 1
goodness.
a.m. I'm dead tired. I could have went to bed at 8 p.m. I'm dead
Yeah.
tired, but I know I'm not going to go to sleep like until this is done. And I have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
rookie
yeah.
draft. I got to do another video. And I didn't
Whoa.
even think about this podcast. Like, I mean, life's got to go. Like, I can't be doing this Madden League for months. Like, I
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
finish
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not going to sleep until it's done. Turns out my hard drive didn't crash necessarily, but there was some corrupt files. Every time I try to
Ah,
export it, it goes through these corrupt files and it wouldn't. It's essentially like, hey, it's not working. And so I was on this for, it's all been about, now it's been 10, 11, 12 hours. I've been trying to export this video file. I'm dead tired. And within a 5-second span, I was about to cry and I got mad because I'm cranky. And I got
yeah.
so mad. I almost had a nerve. And this is like, it took, these emotions hit me in like 1 second. I never felt like this because when you're tired is like, it's a different thing kicks in. And I was like, dude, I'm not. And I was like, I'm going to give up. But I was like, I'm not going to sleep without doing this. And I didn't know what to do. And I was like, oh my God, I got one last idea. And so I did that and it finally worked. I transferred some files over to a new hard drive. It still didn't work. And that's when I had like a little mini breakdown. And I was like, I fixed it. I was like, Mac gods, I fixed it. Like, help me. It didn't work. I had a mini breakdown for like 1 to 10 seconds. It was crazy. And I was like, I got it.
God, give me
I was like, I
anxiety.
got it. I was like, let me eject the other hard drive. So it's not even detected. And then it worked. Just that. It worked. Because I was going strictly off this new hard drive that I got. I mean, not new, but, the spare hard drive. And I was like, let me unmount it.
Yeah.
And I unmounted it. And then it worked. It's like exporting. I was like exporting 1%. I was like, thank God. So now it's 3 a.m. And I was like, I'm going to watch this thing through. That's how crazy I am. So I'm like, what's another hour? So
I don't trust it.
it's 4 a.m. I took my puppy out. She pooped. Sun's coming out. It's like 4:40 a.m. and then I go to bed. So I was like, I've been trying to sleep since 8 p.m. I was dead. I was like barely functioning, and then finally go to bed because I'm doing this 2 nights in a row, like barely sleeping, just like taking a nap, waking up, just like back in the college days, taking a nap, waking up, editing, taking a nap, waking up, editing, and man, I finally got it out, and it felt so good. And everybody, so that's what when I say, you always talk about, oh, maybe one person can get discovered. This is the journey, man. I know what I'm doing. I know this is done. I know people need this. I mean, hopefully it does get more views. Obviously, I want views, but I know this is the journey. If you just gave it to me, it wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be that sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So the end that's what it took, guys. That was the recipe it took. And let me bring this up right here. And we just uploaded this video. It's pretty dang amazing.
Fire.
I must say it's better than some Monday Night Football broadcasts I watched.
The footage is incredible. Like, it's incredible. If you haven't seen like smooth Madden footage before, everyone, I highly recommend these. Like, this is a good introduction to the game.
And that's what about my story about me freaking out. What's good is that once I figured out that hard drive thing, I was able to export it in 60p, which is why it looks so detailed and smooth.
60p.
Yeah, 60 frames per second. Because I was like, you remember I was texting you. I was like, the 60p thing's messing up my computer, dog. I was like, I don't know what's. Yeah. That wasn't it.
I don't even know how you did.
That wasn't it. Apparently, I just had a few corrupt files on that hard drive. And man, I finally got, like, it was the last. I was like, I can't take this anymore. I was like, the face cam won't work, my camera won't work, I have to sync the audio. Mike's face cam, he has to compress the file and send it to me with slow internet. I was like, we can't. I was like, and then when you put up money for someone to beat me, we were having problems then too.
Oh God, we couldn't even do that.
We did 7 Twitch streams and it worked. Worked on the 7th Twitch stream.
Nothing went as planned. Not one thing went without like an issue.
So in a way, we're both right. You were really adamant on me trying out Twitch and streaming it. Yeah, it would have worked, but I was also right that, hey, let's keep it simple the first time. But I didn't think we'd have this many issues. Like, it was
Yeah.
so many issues. Now we know. I think I can record and stream like how I had it. I think it's not a big issue because I'm streaming from my PS4. So
I wish people could have seen the footage of the bonus secret game that I offered. So I felt bad, everyone. If you haven't seen the video, I had a horrible championship game, so I felt bad. It left a bad taste in everyone's mouths. I could feel the disappointment coming from the league.
we all worked
So I
hard
said,
in
you
a
know
way.
what? Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
did. We
So
all put in
I just
effort.
felt it, you know. And I think a good, you know, leader, a good person who looks out for their, you know, brand and fans, they want everyone to be happy, right? So I was like, my gut told me it can't end this way. We needed to have one more game, and so I offered $50 winner take all for someone could beat Hussein, and after 5 different challengers failed to step up to the plate,
Jeez.
this other guy who Eichel steps up to the plate and plays a great game on Twitch, and it actually works after 8 different
And the
attempts.
stream was nice
Finally
too, huh?
worked.
The Twitch stream was.
The stream was like beautiful, like it worked so smoothly, perfectly. So everything, it was like obstacle after obstacle, and finally it came together again, like it always does somehow at the end. And it was honestly like one of the best, most exciting games. I wish we could have recorded it, but you know it just wasn't meant to be. But whoever saw it live, they were treated to a special event that no one else will be able to see again.
Yeah, and
You know, it was
what
great.
I liked about it is that we were able to do it again, Super Bowl with the custom teams.
Yeah.
I said pick whoever you want. I was like, the best 3 teams are here. I was like, pick the Patriots with Brady, Bears with Lamar, or Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. I was like, pick whoever. I don't like. Let's just get. And he's like, no, I'll pick the Bears. And I was like, all right, pick the
Lamar
Bears.
on the Bears.
And it was, man, that was a tough game. It was so close. So far I'm undefeated with the headset though. I think the headset gives me an advantage because I'm so used to doing this type of stuff and talking. I just do that little, you know, like people don't want to talk to me when they're playing Madden. They don't want to do it.
That could be the start of your Twitter. So far you're like Mayweather, Matt, Twitch 2, you know, on the 3.
You're breaking up a little bit, but yeah, no, I know how to get it to. Julian saying Twitch was such a pain, never again. No, I know how to get it to work now. So I just got to know how to add a face cam and stuff. No, I know how to get it to work. Because that 7th time, it was good. Like everyone said, the quality was good, and I was streaming at 360p. And yeah, man, I'm talking about. So we're planning on. I'm not saying we're gonna do it for sure, but you know, we're thinking about doing a second Madden league. But I don't know if we want to do. There's just so many options, and there's so many pros and cons to each one. Just people want to play their own team. I think we might just do that, and we'll just have commissioners. So we might have a eight people do an Xbox tournament, and 8 people do a PS4 tournament. But you guys have to record it. We have to have commissioners. You guys have to push each one to YouTube or Twitch. That way we can prevent streaming. You can't be like, oh, my internet gave out. But if you're recording it, there's a much less chance that you can lie and be like, all right, you know, like, oh, my internet died or some, you know, make up some BS excuse. And we'll just, you know, we have to have bylaws and monitor it and all this. So we might do it that way. We might do it this same way with some minor adjustments. I mean, what do you think, Mike?
Yeah, that could work. Beat the that could be the thing. Like the marketing campaign.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Maybe.
I think it's my AirPod. If you try to speaker.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we'll do it, but I'm definitely thinking about it. We might do. I probably will announce it on YouTube Live. And then we'll also, you know, if you guys want to be part of it, I highly recommend joining the Facebook group Fantasy Couch Fam, because it's really without that it would have been impossible to do this. We were in steady communication the whole time, and that way, you know, I wanted to show people what was going on, you know, that, you know, try to be as transparent as possible, like, hey, I'm not cheating, and this is what I'm doing. I was constantly live streaming on my phone, video chatting, phone chatting, you know, the voice calls, messaging, and, you know, telling them the rules and answering questions and getting their feedback. They'd be like, no, you're dumb. That's not going to work in Madden. I'm like, okay, cool. But hey, we got it done. If you guys haven't watched it, go check out the video and join the group if you want to do Madden, the next Madden League. It's gonna be cool. But that's it for the last dance and the last review, man. That was cool. I'm glad we did this. I don't know, it was different, but it shows that we can do something different if the opportunity occurs on this podcast.
I agree. It's very shows our versatility, and we got to try something new, like you said.
So I got some videos planned on the main channel, and then we're gonna be doing a lot more podcasts as well. I think at a time like this, it's very much needed to push out content. So be on the lookout for that. And pretty soon, I would say within the next 5 days, we will be starting up mock drafts again. We will be doing a lot of mock drafts, and I'm going to try to do them on different platforms. So we're definitely going to be doing mock drafts on this channel here, this podcast channel. I got some ideas on how to make it kind of cool. We'll be doing them on the main channel. We'll be doing them on Facebook, and I'm going to try to do them on Instagram as well. So turn on push notifications for everything so you don't miss out on those mock drafts. Anything else? Any last words?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. The Last Dance, best documentary ever. If you agree, smash that like button. If you disagree, smash the dislike button on this YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for being here. Subscribe to both our YouTube channels, Fantasy Couch, and this channel here, Fantasy Couch Podcast. And that's it. We'll be back pretty soon, and we'll be talking a lot more football, guys. Everybody stay safe. Thank you guys so much. Couch fam's the best. Peace.